So, where was I? Yeah, Zoom meetings. Well, I think the whole world went into Zoom meetings, which was good for the soul, a good way to keep in touch with friends and family. And not only did we do sketching through Zoom meetings, but we also did what's become known as a virtual sketch. So basically, going on Google Maps and finding a location and sketching what's there. Normally, as urban sketchers, we sit on the streets or on footpath on a bench and we sketch what's in front of us directly from observation. Google Maps is not exactly the same. Well, first of all, the angles are a bit extreme, but that week we decided to go to Dame Street and sketch the interesting buildings there, the entrance to Dublin Castle. I wasn't too happy with that first sketch, so since I had time, didn't have to go anywhere, I did a few more, kind of a close up to the entrance, and I added a few people. Much easier to sketch them when they're not moving from a photo. And then I tried a slightly looser style to sketch the street with the Olympia Theatre there. And for the next Zoom meetings, we decided to bring teapots. And there's a few of us from around Dublin, and even a friend from Australia joined us. And we sketched each other's teapots. I did my own teacup, and everybody else's beautiful teapots. The following week, Louise was organising the locations and she always came up with great ideas. She decided to take us to Dublin Zoo, a location we don't normally go to because it's too expensive to go there just to sketch. So we used the Dublin Zoo's maps, so from Google Maps, but also they have webcams where you can watch the animals. So this is from the Google Maps. And the next one was the penguins at feeding time. They kind of appeared all of a sudden from everywhere, and they were great fun to watch. So I spent a nice time in sketching those. And again, in even in Ulysses, there's a mention of the Arctic and the Antarctic, the polar ice caps. So I thought that was quite appropriate for the penguins. Okay, this occasion I wasn't very inspired. I just sketched a sweet potato. And back to Sumi, our cat. We've named him Sumi after Japanese Sumi ink. And apparently we're pronouncing it terribly wrong, but we won't go there. And even when he's asleep, he's always moving. Like all cats and dogs, they're really hard to capture, but I had great fun doing this particular sketch. And another Zoom, and as you can see by the hats, we're at Easter now, and Louise had made this amazing Easter bonnet. Everybody else came in with beautiful hats, and it was a lovely time spent observing and sketching and chatting at the same time. Every year I sketch the cherry blossoms. I just love them, and normally I go to an estate down the road that have a few cherry blossoms, but this year I sketched my neighbour's cherry blossom over the wall, and with our compost bin in the foreground, and at least I'm glad I got to sketch it. You'll see much more of my back garden, by the way. It's not very pretty. Yeah, another view of my back garden. I've tried my hand at gardening in kind of a little vegetable plot. Not very successful this year. Another virtual sketch. This one is at the top of O'Connell Street, and I tried a slightly different technique from my usual. So rather than drawing every window, I kind of left a few blank, and as you can see, the eye fills the blanks. And a statue of Parnell that's at the top of the the street there as well. Another week, another Zoom, and this time we all brought our plants, and I sketched everybody's plants, kind of a variety. There was a lot of talk about the money plant. And of course, you can't have a lockdown without sourdough baking. Well, mine didn't really work out. I used to be great at baking sourdough. Like, I had a great starter from a friend, and it would just bake beautifully. But this one I bought online, and it just kind of stayed very flat. So it's not just a drawing. Another great venue for our virtual sketching. This is Aras and Nuctaron, who have a virtual visit on their website, so I highly recommend it. And some beautiful scenery inside and out. And you'll even see the president's dogs in some of the views there. More baking and cooking and fruit and vegetable. I really liked the little teddy bear pancake. I think that was another one of Louise's creations. And another virtual sketch at Dublin Airport. Yes, we all wanted to go travelling. No one has gone anywhere. And another sketch of Sumi asleep and cozy in his little basket. For the theme for this particular Zoom meeting, I think we all picked an object that had a sentimental significance, or something that had a good memory associated with it. So Pat chose a shell from the Camino, Santiago de Compostela. I picked a beautiful Japanese doll that was given to me by my friend Shinobu. Louise had a vase, crystal vase with Christmas lights in it. No, it's not Christmas yet. And Chris, I think, had a beautiful saw from his father, I think, and a few other bits and pieces. So that's the end of the first sketchbook. There's more to come.